We're kind of starting. We're just getting the volume set up. So I need a Mr. Revenant here to set up, and he's going to be running the show tonight. Let's see how the show gets run by him. Maybe he could start his own podcast. But
yeah, probably not. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the final hour. How's everyone doing tonight? I know I see a handful of you guys here. So, like he said, it's a little different. And tonight, I actually get to introduce the man himself, the one that's constantly supporting all of us, always looking for interviews, always wanting to get us on the show, Mr. FinalHarps himself. How are you doing tonight, man?
I'm exhausted. I went to sleep at like freaking 8 o'clock in the morning, woke up at noon, and been up ever since. Wanted to take a nap, but it did not work. That is what happened.
Well, it's been a rather busy weekend, so I know how you feel.
I know you gave me myself. You gave me a sneak peek premiere, which like we wish we could show everyone, but we really can't. What's up, Trap Echo? How you doing tonight?
Yeah, that's got to stay. That's got to stay a mystery. So.
Oh yeah, but still, it'll be awesome once it's fully clean. Once it's clean. Well, once it's been laundered.
Yeah, laundered, run through the ringer. All right, but so, and this is going to be a very complex question for you. You know, you always start out by asking us, who is FinalHarps? I know you have your hand in a lot of different, places as far as content creation with streaming and TikTok, all that. So give us a little bit more from what normally you would give us to kind of coax us on an interview.
Basically, my first question, who is FinalHarps in a sense? Well, I am human. No, for real. Me, I got a family. I got a son that's 12, going on 13, yelling in another room, trying to get the platinum right now so he could play with me in Apex. I got my wife, Blood Vixen, which is a fellow content creator on TikTok. Just freaking, she's. Whenever you see me at OC and the stuff's happening, that's all her. I just improvise with whatever she gives. Then, and hello, Trap Deco. Check out the goods. Yeah, this is a different show than usual. Usually I'm running it, but it's reversed. But like, let's go back real far. Actually, when I was younger, I did drums when I was in like grammar school. I fell in love with video games. Was always really good at them compared to all of my friends, and it drove them nuts. And I got into fistfights with me because of it. Anyway, fast forwarding a little bit. In high school, I always was picked on in grammar school and high school. That's why I never really got along with people. I went to, this is back when racism was still kind of a thing when I was younger, but it really wasn't. You're an asshole. Love you, Plague. You did a jump scare.
I actually heard it. That's why I started laughing.
Jesus Christ.
I hear it in your mic.
Fuck, that was loud. Anyway, there was still like not true racism, but it was like what's that other word? Like not stereotypical. Prejudice. There we go. A lot of prejudice and judging going on. And the school I went to was predominantly African American. And ironically, I love everyone. I've always loved everyone. I got it along with the African Americans more, and they actually respected me more than my fellow white folk.
Got him!
You find that happen a lot. I had the same general experience the same way.
That was perfect timing. I love that. Anyway, so during high school, my junior year, I picked up a guitar. I literally would smoke, play guitar, and play games all at one time. I would do that from the time I woke up until the time I went to sleep every day. I never learned anything. I was self-taught. I did learn some stuff from fellow guitarists, but since my ADD, I could not sit there and learn a full song of someone else's. It was really hard for me. I just couldn't. I would learn my favorite parts and then go on from there. And a lot of the stuff I created, like everyone was just, I would trance them. I just wish like I was able to get somewhere with it. I couldn't. I just kept going into dead ends. I almost got signed, But then the band broke up, had arguments, had another band, and then the singer steals my shit, just deletes photos and videos I can never get back on my computer. Yeah, it was a fun time. And then what happened after that? Oh yeah, I had a son, took a break from everything for a while, then ended up losing my job at UPS because I delivered for them. Don't trust customers. Period.
Yeah.
Just don't. That's what happened with me. So trusted a customer, they said something, and
Thank you for the titties.
yes, thank you for. Oh no, it's Penny Titty time. Anyway, and with that part happening, I was in a Great Depression for a little bit because like I lost my $32 an hour job at the time, which at now if I was still there, I'd be at 40 with 5 vacations.
Wow.
So yeah, but at the same point, I'm glad it happened because I went and got a bus driver job, learned that humans suck, even more so than I thought. God, those people were something else, but some were really awesome. Now I'm like, you know what? I'm really good at delivering. Let's get a job at the post office. I got a job at the post office.
Thank you for the
I'm like, 3 years ago, before like I even was introduced to like real, like I knew about content creation, but I never really did it myself, never really understood it. I realized to myself, I really didn't want to make labor. I didn't want to retire on labor. I did not want to use my body and destroy it and not have like be able to do anything when I have grandchildren. So I was thinking about that. Then Blood wanted to help with finances, and my buddy is partnered on Twitch, but our content totally is opposite from each other. So yeah. At that point, since they're opposite, we kind of don't really talk when it comes to content, but we'll hang out elsewhere. But Blood started doing it, and I saw her doing it. I was like, I want to do this. I want to, because I always love trying new things. So I tried it. I just fell in love with it. Started TikTok later on. I had YouTube right away, and just this is where I'm at now. Like I've done so many things. I could build computers. I can sell stuff. I know collectibles. When I see people put old fucking stamps that are fucking a penny on a package, I want to kill them. Because that thing is not worth a penny, considering it was not used and probably still in the book. Probably worth like either a couple grand or a couple $100,000. But since it's used, it's worthless. Anyway.
And they don't pay attention to stuff like that.
It's the ignorance of everything. It's just not knowing. Like it's weird. But that being said, that's a mouthful.
That's a long list, and you know that's kind of funny, man. I think that kind of gives me a little bit of of insight why you and I are able to talk about stuff the way that we do, because we generally have the same amount of knowledge and a hand in everything. I kind of similarly started doing content creation 2 years ago. With streaming and stuff like that. I build computers. I'm not too much into collectibles, but I'm into music, pretty much the same way you were. So that's pretty cool to know. So
I was only into collectibles because my dad quit. Mind you, I would love to just do what my parents did and just quit their jobs and put full time into this, which I know at this point I probably could pull it off, but not yet. They just quit their jobs and put all their time into their business or what they were doing. My dad would sell baseball cards, stamps. So I learned from that. Like that this picture I'll show you guys. The guitar in this picture, like that one right there that you see, and then up here, like that one. That actually, my dad got one out of only 5 made Wayne Gretzky stick, signed, and jersey card. And we sold it, and I got that guitar, and he still had money left over. Me,
That's
who
awesome.
is my music inspiration? Here's a pretty long list. When I was younger, it was when I was doing music, when I actually loved music. When I was really young, there was a lot of Rush, a lot of Styx. Pink Floyd was mixed in there, but Metallica was in there. I loved the Black Album, and that's probably where the music now that I listen to is so popular in my head. AC/DC, yes, but I wasn't that person I want to go listen to AC/DC, but if it came on, I knew it. Now, I listened to Kill Switch and anything that was metalcore or melodic. So when I hear like I See Stars, where it's like, you got some screamo, death screams, clean vocals, a mixture of all kinds of metal and just music in general. And then you look at Periphery, which has 3 guitarists, and I love guitarists that know how to. Oh God, fuck you, babe! I totally forgot about Blue Oyster Cult. That is a total different story that Blood will have to tell sometime. And like Periphery, I See Stars are like my main 2 right now because they're really talented bands. They know how to do all their instruments well, hit the feelings, while singing and screaming and knowing what to switch and when to switch to make everything harmonize and be melodic. And final and orchestra music.
Yeah, let me turn you on to something. Have you? I'm pretty sure you've heard of I Prevail, right?
Heard of, but not listened.
I've heard of them before. I heard some of the stuff they did in the past, and I didn't really. I had interest in them, but it didn't really pique my ear. But the song that I heard that got my attention for them was the song Hurricane. It's actually really, really well done. Check that one out if you can. They're along that same line of like I See Stars and stuff like that. So
okay,
you might actually get into that.
What is it called? I'll look it up right now.
I Prevail.
Okay, got it.
And the song is Hurricane.
Thank you for the titties.
I might have actually. I think I know. I might have just been starting to listen to them. I think it sounds very familiar. That sounds very. Hold on. No.
Don't spoil it.
No. I can't play it on stream. Oops. I played a little on stream.
I think it'll be all right.
Oh, I'm fine. It was only a second. You're writing the show.
Well, I was just giving you a chance to get in there and listen to it.
I can because I don't have my audio set up to where like I can separate the stuff from stream. I have it very chaotic or like just very basic. I want to do that, but my ADD and just has not let me do it yet. Where I'm like, I'm going to learn this now.
Well, see, that's a good segue because remember last time when we did my interview, you were discussing wanting to get into doing some music, actually playing on stream. So I can help you with that in the future. So, but going to that, with it being so tough with, copyright strikes and everybody going, oh, well, these 2 notes sound exactly the same. If you made the decision to jump on and start doing your own music like that on your channel, are you going to want to like sit down with just an acoustic, thinking about going full on amplifiers and all that stuff, or just kind of mixing in?
I personally, something I've always wanted was something called an Axe Effect.
Thank you for the
I wanted the Axe Effect too because that's what Periphery guitarists use. Pretty much, I never liked emulators, but they used it for recording, and it sounds so fucking good. So, and to use it live is it's a processor, but it's really good, and you could download stuff, other people's settings, and tune it to where it sounds exactly like that. So what I would do is just, oh my god, yeah, that Blue Oyster Cult story almost did end up in a fight. But I would have that, put it up here and plug it in, and it would just be plugged into the computer, and I would record stuff. And yeah, not big stuff. I don't like loud noise anymore. I like when dogs bark and I'm on my route, I literally tell them, shut the fuck up. And I don't care if there's a ring light there. Like if there is a ring light there, I'm like, and I know it's there, I'm like, man, my dog was jumping on my window. I am so glad my dog is trained not to jump on my window. I guess I care about my dog more.
For people who don't suffer from ADD or ADHD, that's called noise sensitivity. And let me tell you, so just to give you an idea, to go further in what he's saying, I have a system in my car. I've got 2 high-end tweeters. I've got four 4-inch three-way speakers, and I've got 2 10-inch subs in my car. I love concert volume music, but there is times when I'm just like, shut up, leave me alone, don't even breathe, just quiet. Sometimes, just every once in a while, I'll get that. I haven't made it quite to that point now where I can't stand it, but I think that's because I kind of keep
It's
my
not.
music the way
I figured out why. We're musicians. Dogs don't bark on a rhythm.
Thank you for the titties.
Right. That's true.
So when we hear something that's off rhythm and you can't even find a 3/4 or 5/8 or even a fucking 6/25 type time, which never will add up, maybe in like 5 years or some shit. But like, and you hear it, it's just so nerve wracking. Wow,
Yeah.
for me, I could have loud music, but if it's consistent, it's fine. Like my alert right now is consistently going off because he did penny titties, right? But it's the same interval. That's the thing. Oh my god, as a drummer in the past, anything off beat, that's truth. Yeah, definitely.
And what's even, have you noticed? Because there was actually TikTok triggered this memory, and now that you say that, I thought it was funny. Was years ago, this was back in '99, I think it was. I had a buddy of mine that I worked at Jiffy Lube with, and he had a '78 Trans Am that he built. Roller rockers, all that good stuff. We went to lunch one day, and we were just so happening to be listening to "Beautiful People" by Marilyn Manson. And his car loped exactly on time with the song. If you can imagine sitting in a car and hearing "Beautiful People" and you pay attention and all of a sudden you hear that, his car was right on time with the song. And it was crazy because he was a musician too. And I'm like, dude, did your CD stop? And he, yes, CD. I said, did your CD stop? He goes, what are you talking about? I was like, oh, because that's when the actual, noises and stuff started coming out. I was like, dude, your car is like loping right on time with the song. And it freaked us both out. It was like, oh my God. So, I know what it when it comes to listening for stuff like that,
That's fucking epic. I had to get my buddy.
Thank you for the
I was gonna hear him start mowing in like 10 minutes. He always does that.
Oh yeah, you got to have the appearance by the kitty cat too.
Oh, so. I know. You got to have him in here.
So going on, continuing on with music. What actually inspired you to start playing to begin with? Was it the sound in general, or was it actually a band or an individual person?
I think it was an individual person. I'm trying to remember, but like certain events, I just can't remember.
Thank you for the titties.
What was it? Because my great grandpa had guitars and music, and he always would play I would always be there on the weekend. We would leave Friday night, get there and stay there until Sunday evening, and then go back home.
Thank you for the titties.
And he would always play in the morning on Saturdays, in the morning on Sundays on the keyboard. It'd always be polka. God, I could not stand it. But he was good. He knew how to keep a rhythm, and he would just have fun with it. And he was freaking 90 years old. I mean, 90-year-old jamming out on the freaking keyboard? Like, shit. And I never really messed with his guitars. I would play a lot of pool in the basement because there was a pool table. But when it came to, I first picked up one and I enjoyed it. I just know it was junior year, and I don't remember who it was. It might have been Asa. Someone from high school, but I legit not really remember. I can't, but I think that's what it was. I have an acoustic too. Yeah.
Well, going with music, because y'all are talking about changes and stuff like that. It's strange because speaking on influences, when I was young, my whole family is full of musicians. I've got musicians all over the place. I actually grew up on Zydeco because I was born in Louisiana. Well, then my immediate switch to how I became a metalhead, I guess you would say, would be a cousin of mine was in his room one day and he was like, "Hey, come check this out real quick. I know you like music, and come listen to this." And I went from, this is a drastic change, from Zydeco music to King Diamond, which is like just short of black metal, like orchestral black metal.
Yeah.
So, but all right, so move on to a little more gaming space.
Okay.
So I know you said you tried, kind of gave COD a chance. I can see where the dislike or the not really so much the attraction to want to play it comes from. But what was your mindset when transferring basically from that style of game to something like Apex, the battle royale, before it became real, popular?
Well, my first, I played GoldenEye on the 64, Perfect Dark Zero, Perfect Dark, and then Perfect Dark Zero, and then a whole bunch of action adventures. But when you fast forward until more recent, my major games were always action adventures, but I picked up Battlefield 3. And I loved that game. I just loved it. It was so much fun to play. Like, I met some good people, I made some new friends, and it was one of those where, like, I enjoy this. I'm making friends, and Blood can contest and be like, yeah, he would play that for hours on end and not stop. And so, since I played that for hours on end,
Thank you for the
I said, you know what, Plague? I'm gonna raise that to $1 now, motherfucker. Minimum thing, $1. Right? Like, so, I'm just kidding. No, what? So I played Battlefield 3. I didn't play any Call of Duty. So I played Battlefield 4, and after that, it was Apex. Call of Duty, I forgot why I got it. I really don't remember why I got it. And since I got it, I could not stop playing it for a while because Modern Warfare was. Oh my god.
So that's what's great about this. A lot of people probably don't catch on to it. So I don't mean to interrupt you to give everybody kind of an idea.
Go ahead.
I hang out a lot. If I'm not actually in chat while Harps is streaming, I'm lurking. So I hear the stuff going on. So when you see him smile and I don't even have to hear it. I'm watching. I've got Harps right here on my screen and I got chat right here so I can try to catch you guys' questions for the man himself. And then his stuff is almost instantaneous. So when I see the biddies and I see the different play sounds and stuff, he can hear it. I don't have to because I don't. All I hear is him talking. So it's almost it's so poetic how I just instantly know exactly what it sounds like.
And that's one of the
giggling.
That's one of the new ones I added was the Titanic, like poorly played by a flute. Oh my god. Darkness, my old friend.
That's that failed attempt.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That doesn't. Okay. So I played Battlefield 4. Then Apex was out. I didn't like it at first. I actually hated it. But then I realized later on down the road, it was because, like, as now I'm on PC, it was because I was on pad. I can't because it's such a hard game with the aiming and compensating. Oh my god. It's hard. So once I switched to PC, now I'm like, I fucking destroy in that game. Like, it's I'm not as good as for like killing people. I'm actually not as good on that. But when it comes to like movement, rotation, and like proper like positioning, like what to like strategies. I'm really good at it. It's just I got to work on downing people better. That's when I watch other people play. That's what they always have. Me, I lack on that just a little bit. Surprisingly, that's what I do when it comes to the higher end gameplay. But then when Call of Duty Modern Warfare come out, I forgot who said get it. Oh god, here comes the dicks. Fucker. I forgot who said get it, but I got it, and I met a lot of people on there. Broken Darkling, which is she moved to Great Britain or UK, which I wish she didn't, because like I only see her when I'm about to go to sleep, and she's been my mod in my Discord, and I met her through Rust Live, and just coached her on how to do streaming, and then she actually got really, really good at it, and I'm really impressed on how much she has improved from doing it. But after a while, the whole spawn die, spawn get 2 kills, die, spawn get 10 kills, die, spawn die. I don't like the spawn die. That just gets boring to me.
Right.
Because it's like, okay, I always get to load out with my gun. And it's really just, you don't have a way, unless you're very coordinated as a team, to be able to set up a shop in a spot to be able to consistently keep the enemy out. And that is the one thing I liked about Apex. You die, you start over. With Battlefield, you have tanks, you have planes, you have jets, you have bombs, you have rocket launcher, you have a shitload of stuff. You have fucking attack choppers, scout helicopters that attack. Like, so like you can perimeter a whole 2 fucking sections and hold it down without anyone coming in and no one dying if everyone is working as a coordinated team. While Apex, same thing. You have to be good. While then you go to Call of Duty, it's like, this is kind of boring. Yeah. And that's what and in Warzone, I tried it. I'm like, this is boring. Heartbeat sensor, and then you get the loadout that you use. And it's pretty much game over, and you camp. There's camping in Apex rank, but for you to even get any points in it, to be able to not lose points, yeah, it is like Hack Zone now. You have to get KP, where like max is 6 kills in the game and assist to be able to progress up the ranks.
Right.
So, yeah. That's why I like fell back into Apex. Call of Duty is a decent game, but with right now and how Activision Blizzard and Activision, what's going on with the companies, even though they're separate, but they're still umbrellaed under the same corporation. Like, no, can't do it. Yeah. I can't even give them props to anything now because it's not good. But yeah.
Well, I've actually started. I started out on Apex right when it first came out, and that was immediately one thing I noticed right off the bat was, yeah, it's a 3-player BR, but it's very team focused, and that really does bring some good attention to it. And I ain't gonna lie, when I first started Apex, because I loved Titanfall when it came out. I was all about Titanfall and Titanfall 2. So the mechanics are like super similar as far as movement and everything. So when Apex first launched and I first jumped into the game, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going pro. And then, naturally all the little kids caught up, because that was actually my first real attempt at a BR. I'd never played Fortnite or anything like that. So I never really got too heavy into the BR game. So
yeah, like when it comes to Fortnite, I just did not like the sound effects, the look of it. It looked too childish to me, and that's why I never played it. I watched people, it looked too floaty. I never liked floaty games. What was it, Spellbreak? It was made by the creator of Fortnite. Fine. But it's so floaty, and it's just like, oh my god, this fucking is just ugh.
I played it a little bit just to kind of kill some time because, I'd gotten so frustrated about how the new players at Apex were coming in and they were just trying, it was just all kinds of tryhards and stuff. So I kind of had to take a break for it. So
Season 2 ranked everyone, the disruptor rounds were in the game for the alternator and RE45.
Right.
You got disruptor rounds and an alternator, and you kept doing it, you'll get Fred easily. If you did not like the alternator, you would lose. Because like the alternator is just they put that in the care package with disruptor rounds. That thing destroys. I like, oh my god, like you get that, you could do squad wipes easily. Like easily. Like what the and that's what was happening in season 2, and everyone's like, bring back disruptor rounds, bring back disruptor rounds, bring back disruptor rounds. No.
Yeah. See, that's one thing I noticed about Apex too, is it seems like, you know, coming back into the community and getting back into playing was that, you know, they listen to their community and their fan base to an extent. But, you know, I noticed that there's a lot of people that complain about stuff and they oh, you got to nerf this. Oh, you got all the real players, all the real Apex players that aren't, you know, so focused on this has to be well balanced. What they don't understand is yeah, okay, a good player can get a Spitfire and can destroy everybody. But if you got somebody that's just new to the game, can also get a Spitfire and actually play the game and not just die every single match without getting anywhere. There is a balance to it. They just can't see it that way.
The thing with this, the controversial thing with the Spitfire is it had during season 8 very little recoil, 55 bullets to a magazine, and it did 19 damage, which was the same as the Flatline. Even though the Flatline still had a faster TTK, which is still the fastest assault rifle TTK in the game right now. It was too strong. They took away 1 damage from it, gave it a little bit more recoil, but it does its job. It's meant to make people stay in cover. People are pissed off about the Rampage. I fucking love the Rampage to have it for what is it? Just far range instead of G7, even though a G7 is better than the Rampage, but it's by preference. A lot of people, the pros, the reason why they complained about it is because they can't rush those people. Because all they gotta do is hold down fire. So the real pros don't really complain about it. They just go, yeah, but you just don't rush them. You stay back. You play it differently. You know they got a Spitfire. Don't poke your head until they're done firing down that line. Yeah, it's just that's a big thing. Like the only right now, going fast forwarding to season 10, the only thing that's a problem is Seer is just a little too much for everything. But then at the same time, yeah, we're gonna do it next Saturday instead of saying, I was about to announce that, I totally forgot. But I think like right now everything is mostly balanced except for Seer. They fixed the L-Star. The L-Star was way too strong because they actually let you do attachments onto it now instead of just a scope and stock. They let you do attachments onto it where you get a barrel and extended mag. So it just was ridiculous. Then the Prowler ended up being swapped out with, what is it? The freaking alternator or Spitfire, whichever one, and put it as ground loot. So now since it's ground loot, it only does burst fire, but it was doing 75 damage per burst with no headshots. They took back 1 damage, so now it only does 50, which makes sense.
Yeah.
No, 70. It does 70 damage. 50. Wow, I can't count. It does 70 damage. So it takes 3 clips to kill someone with a white shield, or three bursts, which makes sense. It said down. Now it's like, okay. More than likely, you're going to miss that. And you're going to have to use the 4th one with like no magazine. But yeah, I don't even know where we're going with this one.
That's all right. We're just the whole point is just to get you talking.
Exactly.
But Mystery did have a question.
What did
and
you
that'll
have?
make us a little first. She said, "What's your most favorite thing about hosting the Final Harps Hour or the Final Hours?"
Oh, meeting everyone, getting to know who they are for who they are, and meeting new friends, meeting more like-minded people, just making more connections, having you all meet new people that you might make into new friends. Like, wait, you do that? You know what? You guys talk in like DMs. I don't even hear about it, but now you got a best friend.
Right.
I want to hear about the Blue Oyster Cult story. Oh, God, what was it? If I remember correctly, and I'm going to try my best, but I vaguely remember this because I was still smoking at the time. I never smoked cigarettes. I tried cigarettes once. It was always pot. So, request. I want to hear about the Blue Oyster Cult story. Okay. If I remember this correctly, it was you were doing a Blue Oyster Cult tattoo on my dad, and he out of nowhere did his one. My dad did one of his random episodes of going nuts. He did a lot of drugs. He was on what was it? Muscle relaxers, and I think they were called Florinorals. What they had in the Florinorals was caffeine, Tylenol, and codeine. So muscle relaxers mixed with that, no, you loopy as fuck if you stay awake.
Right.
But yeah, and he just went on this rant saying Blue Oyster Cult saved my life. We almost got into a fist fight. I mean, it was just crazy. There was another time he pushed my grandma. I told him don't do that, and I pushed him across the room, like literally across from one room to the other. And mind you, he was 6 foot. I'm only 5'9".
Ooh.
Yeah, but yeah. Remember, this was the time when I had those muscles and was able to lift up 150 pounds to 200 pounds and toss it, like just like this. So
that was young, probably younger years. Well, I don't want. Let me rephrase
20.
that. I'll strike that from the conversation. We're not going to talk about age.
A little younger. I mean, I'm 30. I'm 36 as of yesterday. I mean, it was when I was younger, but it was just a different job position. That's it.
And I should have let off with this because nerves. But happy birthday! I know.
Thank you.
It was Saturday, and
yes.
we kind of planned this for then, and some kind of stuff kind of worked out the way it did. So
I had a lot of fun last night. Who was
that's awesome?
It? Sage was in there. Pterodactyl lady. Freaking blood scared the fuck out of me. Oh my god, that was good. There was a lot of donations. It was a fun time. It was a lot of fun.
I was working on trying. I don't want to talk about me too much, but while I was doing what I was doing, I would like try to run to my phone and see if I could get into the stream real quick. And I was like, oh crap, they're ready again. So I had to go run back and get done. I was trying to get there.
Babe, you scared the fuck out of me. Legit. But now, like, if we're already past like the half an hour mark, I wanted to talk about like my controversial topic that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And something I'm passionate about. We already covered. I'm passionate about music, games, and what I do. Everyone knows that. Like, that is just straightforward. Like, I'm very passionate about doing this and making it where like I can do this all the time, have like more episodes, and just like do it more often. Have people a lot more, like I'm booked almost every day until but that's my goal. But my controversial topic, like this is very controversial. And mind you, I believe in anyone and their choice and what they choose to do. I do. Will I say my side and everything? Yes. But how about the situation right now with the governments and trying to control and mandate everyone being forced to get the vaccine, but yet themselves are not required in the White House to? How do you all feel about that? Even the vice president, I think that's the vice president. I don't know. I don't know politics. I really don't, right? Whoever always is talking, it's the female that's always talking to the press, right? Yeah. She went up on the podium, told everyone needs to get vaccinated. And then someone asked, is the vaccination FDA approved? She went, oh, no. And then she went on and said, I wanted to be, the person speaking said, I wanted to be FDA approved so I can have so my kids can get it. What?
Yeah.
What? Like,
the confusion is real right now, dude. And yeah, so I can help you talk on that.
Yeah, let's go a little bit. Like, I'm not starting like arguments or anything. I believe whatever everyone, like, I'm telling chat, like, whatever you believe in is what you believe in. But so she's the press secretary, but still, point being, like, whatever you guys believe in is what you believe in. I'm not taking your opinion away, but you guys know I'm just very open, and It's something I just don't understand, and I'm very logical. But what's your take on that, actually?
Man, I'm without trying to get too crazy. So I have this thing where
Excuse me.
I know a lot. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a carpenter, I'm not a mechanic, I'm not a bass player, I'm not an
You're a
astronaut.
jack of
But
all trades.
I
And,
know a lot about stuff. And as far as the vaccine goes, it concerns me to a down to one thing. It doesn't matter what else they put in it. There is one thing that concerns me, and that's the fact that it's just hear me out. It is the MNRA, the messenger RNA portion of it. That is the only thing that concerns me because it's not like this vaccine is not like the flu vaccine. It's not a dead virus that you get an injection and your immune system builds to it. They can't do that with this yet.
No. It's actually by definition not a vaccine. It isn't.
Right.
A vaccine by definition is the live virus and the antibodies being put into your system at the same time. So when you spoke of mRNA, and there was a doctor that came out and showed slides of people who, before they got it and after they got it, showing that like there something like a whole bunch of stuff was separated when it's supposed to be together, and the proteins that were supposed to just teach your body to fight off stuff actually caused inflammation throughout your entire body and your organs. And what was really scary is that, like, I'm not spreading misinformation because I don't even know if all of these things are truthful. We're hearing from he said, she said, but these are things I heard, and I take everything into account when I hear it. Now, another person came out and said the reason why the Pfizer the lead owner or CEO or general whatever dropped down is because the vaccine itself is that everyone who has taken the vaccine has more than likely has less than 3 years to live. And I was like, that's fucking scary if that is true. If that is true. I have no clue if that is, but point being, like, all these people are saying these things, and with how much confusion that is going on and how we're being forced all of these things, I mean, we even have Australia doing a New World Order.
Right.
Like, people are scared about the new 5G towers and saying it's going to do something with the mRNA. And there's been other videos saying, like, oh, yeah, once they do this, you're technically in an open prison in a sense.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned the 5G towers because the other day, I want to say it was Thursday or Friday, that was all my FYP was. And it was everybody saying, oh, they're going to start the 5G towers. They're going to initiate the 5G towers. And I'm like, I'm looking at my phone going, these people do live in the same reality that I do and knows that the 5G is already going, right? They didn't just start this today. They're not starting this tomorrow. I mean, they can't be, they'd be living under a rock.
No, but here's my other side real quick to this. Is that what if actually everything that the government is saying is like their actual thinking that we're actually trying to help everyone, but they don't know how to really actually take control of the situation. I always look at that too, because you don't even know if like their intentions are good or actually evil. We don't know. But you got to look at both sides. What if it is all good? What if like they're trying to take this vaccine because it's going to help us out because that's the only resort that they know?
So, okay, here's something, and I really had to really hammer home this question to myself with everything that's been going on the last several years. Recently, I stopped watching the news a long time ago. I started watching it again, and just to see these people who lead the country, what they talk about, on the air, when they talk, how they speak.
Mm-hmm.
And one day it really hit me when I was watching something on, somebody had posted something about the president speaking and how he was fumbling over some of his words. And I'm like, okay,
Teleprompter.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but at what point do you have to look at these people and go, are they really smart enough to actually do some, I mean, are they really smart enough to pull off a new world order? Look at the average age of the people that are in the White House, that are in our Congress, not in the rest of the world, just ours alone.
Mm-hmm.
They can't even keep up with technology.
Most of them need the pens.
They can't stop misinformation. They can't stop full information. The problem that they can't seem to get to is okay, so we need to make sure that what we convey to the public is forward, transparent, no matter what. At this point right now, there's no time for secrets. There's no time for bullshit. You just have to be straightforward. If there's anybody, I guarantee you, if somebody at the White House stood in front of a camera and said, "Okay, look, I'm not too sure about the vaccine, but I see the danger of the virus. I see what it can do. I see that it can take a life. I'm not comfortable with it, but there are people that have taken it. Nothing has happened. They're perfectly healthy. Everything is fine. I'm going to do it. They don't have to do it on live TV. Just, I'm going to do it. I'm really going to do it. No smoke and mirrors. I'm going to get the vaccine, even though I don't believe in it, even though this, even though that. I think that would give everybody a little bit more confidence in it. Because like you said, it's not down to conspiracy theories and stuff. It's just a matter of there's so much information on it.
And then like the conspiracy theorist side, saying Jester, and this is a big thing. Money does run the world. There's a lot of stuff, people saying things. I mean, if you ever talk to Dr. Zed, and he's got some really interesting topics he knows and does research on. It's very interesting. I like talking to him because he always has something deep to talk about and great conversations. But as Singh says, which lies with me talking to Zed a lot, is puppets for the party, either party, just to be clear, or what I meant is that they're smart enough to be a puppet. Now, have you heard that Biden wants to make everyone go through another 4 years of school?
No, I hadn't heard that yet.
No, there's so many things that, like, I know for a fact that there was already a revolution for us in taxes and just our way of living when we traveled out here, even though we shed blood against the Native Americans and stole it from them. But if this continues how it is, there's going to be another revolution or a revolt for the government. And other governments are not going to let like any other government commit genocide in the long run, except for certain ones like, what is it? I forgot which, Korea and China. Because like China, if you said any information out of China, like any details of anything, you're killed. Like it's treason. Yeah, Civil War Mark II. It's not going to be a world war. It's going to just be a civil war, and
that's probably the most concerning part right there. Is because man, I'm gonna tell you something right now, and this is one statistic that a lot of people don't consider, and it's something that's kind of jumped out at me just recently. Right now, I can only speak for the U.S. It's something I've noticed here is that there is Republican and there's Democrat, always, all the time, right? There's something in the middle that's coming together, and it's Republicans and Democrats that are labeled that because of their beliefs, but there's this group of people that's amassing far beyond what either side alone is going to have to deal with. And I'm starting to think that I fall into that category. If it does come down to a civil war, it's not going to be this side against this side. We're
It's gonna
talking.
be us against them. Yeah.
No, it's not going to be us
Yeah.
against them. It's going to be ridiculous because there's no north and south. There's no left and right anymore. It's literally going to be everybody against everybody because you won't even know who the hell it is that you can believe anymore.
Exactly.
There's no way to choose a side.
Yep. And it's like, and I was like, I'm not hating on like the choices and everything and just like how everything is.
Right.
It's just one of those where it's so the COVID thing really messed up a lot of things. And there's
Yeah.
so much misinformation out there. Like someone was saying, stop drinking like this thing. This is how much misinformation there is. Like today, I saw something about caffeine. Stop drinking caffeine. It does all these things to you. This and this. There was a few doctors in the chat that were verified, which like can mean jack shit. Was literally saying no, and if you do too much, yes, but if you do a moderate amount every day, then it won't do anything like that to you. And I'm just like, where's the common sense? Like, why are people believing this guy who knows jack shit? Like, yeah, that happens if you drink too much. Like,
There's too many people in the world these days
that think they know it all.
I wouldn't even say that far. So and I don't mean this, and this isn't directed at any
it's just an open discussion.
any party in general. It's just a matter of because I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea because they follow a certain thing. My opinion is I don't care who you are, what your political affiliation is, what your gender choices are, sexual. I don't care. I love you. You're a human being. I don't care. I'm a Christian. I'm a straight Christian white guy. I don't care. I love you. If you don't do anything to fuck me over, I got your back. I'll stand there and I'll stand right next to your side and fight the wall and hold the line. I will.
Yeah.
Whether you want to believe it or not. But
yeah,
there's just people that don't want to think for themselves.
Right? Like they want to be puppets.
They want to be told, you have to do this. You have to do that. I just can't fathom how you would want to live like that. I don't understand.
I don't know either. But
I think that's the main problem with the whole situation is just you have all these people that are just, okay, well, the government said do it. Well, hold on. I don't think they're intelligent enough to start, to do any kind of mind control or anything like that. But just because they said do it, there have been failures in the past where they told you to do something and people got hurt. You need to think for yourself for just a minute before government said go do it. I'll be back. And just leave it and literally walk off the interview and go do it. But I think that's what it really boils down to is just people have thoughts, they want to think for themselves. They don't want to just be told to do it. So of course, naturally, that also goes into the fact that we have the age of information that we're in. We have access. It used to be we were informed. Now we are fucking over-informed.
Yeah, because technology is right there, and then it's just amazing, like that. A lot of people say one thing and they don't even do their research or anything. Like I saw a lot of videos about the virus, about and just with the press person talking about it and the things they're saying. It's like, why is the government going to force us to do something when we have our own freedom? And why are states allowed to force people not to be in places if they don't have vaccinations? What? I mean, I don't go out and freaking public like crazy like I used to. But point being, like, really? Like, I need a multi-pass?
Am I supposed to be doing that?
Right?
I'm sorry.
You could be.
I think I'm supposed to. Well, no.
Like, here, Dallas multi-pass? Like, why do I need one of those now to prove that I've been vaccinated? That's HIPAA law. That's my personal information. I should not be able to have to tell you if I have it or not.
Well, there's another thing that people have failed to realize, and it's something that took me a little while to understand and the statement alone is a statement, but until you look into it and realize it, that's when it becomes scary. The most common thing that everybody that's anti-vaccine says is they don't want their freedoms taken away. I have news for you. We're not free anymore. At some point, it changed. Be glad that you can still say you don't want to take it and that it's not being mandated. At some point, it probably will be. But
I think, okay, ironically, I think in the long run, the Supreme Court is going to step in because they're the finalization of what goes and what doesn't go.
right.
And so I think once the realization and it's that it's going against the Constitution, the Supreme Court's going to be like, no, that ain't happening. But the ironic thing is there was a document / a law actually made by the Supreme Court that if, and this is also another conspiracy that comes into play, that if you're introduced and you got genetically modified, which is actually what something where it does on a molecular level, which is the mRNA, and it modifies that now you are not yourself anymore. You're a modified human being, and that you can be patented.
Yeah.
And that's an actual law. You have to look it up, but that's an actual law. So like, if the government's really, that's probably why they're pissed off that everyone's not taking the vaccine, because like, to say this is just a conspiracy side, like so let's just say hypothetically that's why they're pissed off that, and they're trying to push it so hard so they can actually say we own you. But then if they did that, there will be a civil war, like, first off. And what are they going to do about it? And then that's where the 5G towers come into play, where like, oh, they'll just use the 5G towers to control us. It's like, I get how all this goes in a circle, but at the same point, like, the people would win in the long run.
Yeah.
The people would. Or there just would be nothing for even the governments.
There is no, and this is going to bust a lot of people's bubble, but there is no way presently that the technology, the medicine, the science, or any of that in any current reality is available for the government to do any kind of crazy shit like that. But you're going to take this to vaccine, and if you don't, you're going to be punished, blah, blah, blah. And then when we revolt, they're going to do something with a 5G tower and control. That does not exist.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
But
it doesn't exist.
That's the conspiracy that a lot of people have.
But it makes, right. It makes sense. But I think that is kind of where the biggest problem with everything is going right now, is that there's just so much conspiracy theory. There's so many things that if you really, really, really sat down, you could connect a lot of things to a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
You could connect this microphone right here to be an extension of my human body if you sat down for hours and hours and hours and hours on end looking up information, just like what Blood Vixen just said. I think the lockdowns really fucked people up in the mental state, and now with the vaccine and the things opening up has put everyone on edge. That's where it started, was with the lockdowns. Exactly. That's when all this major stuff with the conspiracy theories and the Trumpers and all that stuff started coming up, because people had time to sit down and do nothing but look at information.
It's just one of those where it's a very interesting topic, and since it's like
definitely
going on, it's one of those things where I wish just everyone would just do like their own thing and not worry about it. The amazing thing is that I know people who, like, in chat right here, I think it was Turtle said, where is it? Someone said they got COVID, and yes, it was Turtle. Was positive for COVID, and all they had was a cough.
Yeah.
And the ironic thing is, you don't hear the media covering any of those. You only hear the severe cases. And so since that's being said, when people are talking about oh, I got COVID. Like, I hear people at work talking about it, like, oh, the people who got COVID, who got sick, were unvaccinated. I'm just like, you are stuck in your own little bubble, aren't you?
It's an echo chamber. My
Mm-hmm.
my brother and his family had COVID. He was sick for 3 days, and during those 3 days, he took Theraflu, and he was done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Statistics actually proved that the COVID uh, virus is actually just a new, like kind of like a new flu,
Yeah.
but the death rate is the same as the flu now because the big wave of it first coming out happened.
Mhm.
And now everyone has grown an immunity of some sort because everyone has had contact with it in some way.
Yeah.
By now, because it's airborne, because the masks they do jack shit.
Yeah.
The virus that does not protect against virus because it's
That's
airborne.
probably
It
the
goes
only
straight through.
thing that's probably the only thing about everything that goes on that I can't quantify to make sense to me. Anyway, I'll explain that later.
Okay. But yeah, it's just one of those where I could talk about this for hours because I
Mhm.
just think it's a crazy controversial topic because there's a lot of misinformation and I'm
Right.
not trying to spread misinformation. I'm just saying what I see and just believe in. And it's kind of scary in a sense because we have this like we're finally getting united after the big thing of the BLM movement
Right.
and that whole issue and then we transferred into COVID, which now it's vaccinated against unvaccinated,
Yeah.
which is a very interesting concept. And I don't think we should be living in fear at all like that because even right now, whoever's vaccinated can spread any form of the virus because you don't actually have the antibodies of it and you might not even know that you have it. While it could be the same thing and I'm not vaccinated and get the virus and just not even know that I have it.
Right.
A lot of people don't understand that one. It's very interesting. You're also
Well,
afraid that
and then
mm,
it pits everybody against one another. Why is this such a problem? I mean, so and it's almost like, and this comes back to where the conspiracy theories make sense. Why is it that the government is saying, well, this is now a pandemic of the unvaccinated? Why would you
mm,
say that? Why would you, as the leader of a country, say some shit like that? That's just going to make those people that are
it's
hard
the
pressed against it
mhm,
not want to do it anymore.
anymore, yep,
Stop
yep,
trying. I'm gonna stop.
yep,
Stop.
yeah,
Stop.
yeah.
Stop trying to divide us, and
Mhm.
let's do this right. That's what it
We
really
we
boils down to.
and now we're actually probably at the hour mark or really damn close because we started
Yeah.
like 10-15 minutes after I went live. Um, so did you memorize my closing question?
No, I did not. But do you have any fire related
Okay,
stories? I don't know them all, but I know a couple of them.
I got a couple. Um, One when I was really young, I played with fire all the time. That's why another conspiracy I could talk about is the trade towers. I think that was something totally different and a
Yeah.
controlled explosion done by terrorists, but they chose who the terrorists were. Don't know who did it. Don't know who the conspiracy was, but I just know someone caused it. Like for them to totally collapse. To
Right.
be able to do a message and fight for oil. That's my theory. But everyone believes their own thing. Now,
I'm pretty close to you on that one.
right? So the first one is when I was younger, I used to just burn stuff in an ashtray and just knew how fire went, just for the hell of it. It actually went onto a chair, I burned the fuck out of it, almost burned down the apartment, but I knew how to control it at that point, and there we go. Um, there was one time we had fireworks, and
You
one of
had
them.
fireworks wars, didn't you?
No, I never did
Oh,
that. I
okay.
wasn't that stupid. When I saw people
Okay.
playing with Roman candles like that, I'm like, you guys are fucktards. Um,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like by all means, but I knew it was dumb because if that
Right.
hits you and gets stuck on you, you get third-degree
Yeah.
burns like that. Um, so a mortar, the previous mortar that went up in the air broke the tube, so there was a hole on the side. So there was not enough pressure for it when it went off to shoot the primer to go up in the air. It went poof right in the box of all the other mortars. And it wasn't right next to it. It actually was kind of far. But just the fact that it went poof right in there and then blew up down there, you heard and everyone was scared as fuck because I'm just sitting in the water watching it. It was like there was like at least 10 went off, and it was nuts. That's one. Then another one is I had nitrous fueled cars, like remote control cars, and I've learned that if you put that in a bottle, but then it's empty, you light it, the bottle kind of just goes like forward a little bit, makes a cool noise. Well, I did it. I showed my buddy, and then I put a little bit more in there, shook it up so it spread around, and I told my buddy to do it. And as soon as he was about to light it, I yelled at him, no, because he lit it where it was like this. So here's the container. He lit it like this.
Oh.
So it went right on his hand. He had 3rd-degree burns right here.
Oh, man.
Like all right here. And he was like, he yelled at me, and I'm like, whatever. The last one is, so I forgot that if you put liquid in a plastic and put it in a fire, it won't burn or melt. I filled a 2-liter about halfway up with gasoline, then put it on top of a barbecue and lit the barbecue. My dumbass realized, oh shit, it's probably gonna just burn a little hole and start. There it is, start spraying. So it was like a spray of fucking water from the grill onto the porch umbrella.
Oh, nice.
Well, blood was here for that one. Well, we put that out. I fixed it because that was just gonna burn for a while, and it was either gonna just melt and burst or stay there. So I knocked it down, put the lid on top of it, and the 2-liter, and then took care of the umbrella.
Ooh.
Do I have any more? I probably do. I just don't remember. I blew up someone's pool for siding with a guy who pulled a knife on us, saying that we pulled a knife on them. Yeah.
Blew up a pool.
Well, I threw 3 not the ones that go up in the air and make the pretty, just the Dago bomb. The ones that go up and go boom, right? I tied 3 together, lit them all, made sure they're all lit, and tossed it in his pool.
I would have hated to be that guy. Did it actually destroy the pool? Or was it just more
Well, he didn't use the pool for that summer, so I don't know. I just know there was a whole bunch of water in the alleyway at that point. Well, he went into the reason why I did this was because he lied to the cops. He was a fireman, and you lied to the cops when we called the cops. Yet I went around we were practicing in my garage, and my neighbor came out and was jamming out with us. And mind you, beforehand, I went around to the houses around us and asked, hey, if we ever want us to stop, just come to the garage, pound, or if we have it open, just say, hey, can you guys stop? We'd be like, damn, you suck, but we'll stop.
Yeah.
They all went, okay. Well, that guy came out, jammed out with us, and pulled a knife on my guitarist while we were playing. We called the cops. Got shut down from ever playing there again. And then my neighbor, that was the fireman, came out and said, we pulled a knife. Said he saw us pull a knife on them.
That's shitty.
Yeah. No charges were made. And
but still.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous. It made no sense. So we got shut down because we couldn't hear the music 75 feet away. And yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad you blew his pool up.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And then when he went to go pick up my grandma to bring her to the hospital, I actually called him out on his bullshit. His partner did not know how to react. Yeah,
That's sad.
It was great. But yeah, it was just messed up. And I also threw her dead hamster in the pool. Yes, I did do that before I blew it up.
Just to add insult to injury.
I said I buried it, but yeah.
All right. So what about broken bone stories?
I tried jumping onto a tree branch, but when I did, my legs and lower half swung too far. And when I grabbed it, I just fell back, hit my shoulder up really hard, and it gave me a hairline fracture. I never had any broken bones besides this hairline fracture. And then one time I jumped on top of a fire hydrant, one of the red ones. And when I jumped on top, you know how you got that screw part and then the thing up here? Well, when I landed, I slipped and my knee hit it right on that. And I couldn't really walk. It was really bad. But other than that, no broken bones. I've had lower back surgery and my tonsils and adenoids were removed.
Oof.
Yep.
Lower back surgery is scary.
I'm glad I got it because I got that like almost 4, 5, like 6 or 8 years ago now. And I'm glad I got it. No. My finger was not broken. It was dislocated. So we were playing softball, and for some reason, this dumbass, Luke Kelsey Powell, yeah, that's his name. I'll call his ass out. Fucking, we were like, he was right here, higher up. I was right here. He winded up and chucked the fucking softball at me, and I blocked it. But when I blocked it, it jammed my finger, twisted, and went in. So it dislocated my finger. And I'm like, dude, you broke my fucking finger. He's like, no, I didn't. No way. I'm like, you broke my fucking finger. Oh, like, they're freaking out. But yet I'm just like, whatever. The only thing that hurt was when they put the fucking shot in it to numb it to put it in place.
Yep.
That was it. Would you rather the knee? I would rather of my knee, because hitting your ass like that and your tailbone would fuck you up worse with the discs and stuff. Oh, it was bad. It was bad.
I've had lots of those tailbone falls and stuff that hurt, and just hitting something kind of off. I would much rather take a hit anywhere else on my body.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
that would be the last question that I remember for your closing. Outside of your normal, do you have any questions for me? But we're gonna forgo that one.
Yeah, we'll forgo that one. And then who would I want to refer to be on the show? I invite everyone on the show. Okay.
If you
the one person that has been a goal for me to get onto the show for a long time now is actually Ghoul Bagel. But I don't know anyone really close to her, and I'm not a disrespectful guy because I know she's really busy. So it's like, I'm not going to sit there and after you give me an answer, I'm not going to sit there and pester you. Like, you respectfully declined and sounded like it was like, not a no because I don't want to, because you're an asshole or anything, but a respectful no because I'm just either too busy or I'm just not interested at the moment.
Right.
That's what I got from it. And I respect that. I rather have that. I'd rather text someone and have a response of like, hey, no, thank you. Not right now. Like, okay, I'll leave you alone then. Like, shit. Like, I'll still pop in your stream. I'll still hang out from time to time. Whatever my ADD decides to pick at the moment. But yeah.
As weird as it is, I remember in the beginning when I started with TikTok, she was one of the first people I followed, and I actually had a handful of interactions with them. So let me reach out, see, like, maybe because we've spoken and had conversations. Be like, hey, FinalHarps had asked me a long time ago who I suggested, and I suggested you.
Yeah.
Maybe see if we can.
Mystery Poplar, I had her on the show twice. The next time if she comes on the show, I want her to act out Scalzi. You like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you just gave me a hell of an idea. So, would you say that most of your guests on the show, just about everybody, is pretty much cosplayers, right? As
Yes,
far as
because that's most of the people I know. I'm drifting to Twitch, but yeah.
uh, without going too much into it and turn the focus around, but how would you feel about Peyton Parrish and Ink Scotty B?
I frankly don't care who's on the show. You know this. Like I don't care who comes on the show. I just
The-
need
These guys
like
are
people.
are musicians
Hmm.
and comedians, and a lot. I'm sure that there's probably a handful of people in chat that know who Peyton Parrish is. So let me work on that.
Okay, definitely.
'Cause-
And Mystery Pop Tart, both of them are on YouTube. You just search the final hour and type in Blue Eyed Darkness. You would die. Yeah, definitely. Like I would be down for. I'm down for anyone. Like, and what I like is that I like it when I don't know anything about them besides a general consensus. Like, oh, this guy's cool and he plays music. Okay. Does he? Is he big and known? Like, okay, he's big and known. Okay, I don't care.
So
Like, you're cool, but like,
ju-
let's talk.
just to give Freedom Turtle's not familiar with who he is. Just to like I said, I'm trying to keep a certain part of the what I'm saying hidden, but he's a big time Viking chant music singer, creator, cosplayer
He's a musician.
person. Yeah,
That's all we need. Musician,
and
cosplayer. Ding ding.
you've probably heard some of his stuff on TikTok. A lot of his sounds actually get used by a lot of the Viking OCs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
definitely. That would be cool. But yeah, Chant, Bradley, Bills, Hung. I mean, like for me, it's honestly, I would love to have Primal Darkness. I
mhm.
had Dark Corrupted Brains. I mean, who else? As much of a controversial person as he is, Metro Mike, of like all the big like dogs that are in the OC community, then like other big people like Bella Porsche would be interesting. Even though like in the beginning, I am like, this is not content. I don't understand how this blew up. I mean, like, I never had disrespect for her. It was just I did not understand or see the logic on why she got so many views and why she blew up. That was the only reason.
A lot of people thought because it was she's a girl and she's really really pretty. If you want to boil it down to it, she just did some really simple stuff in a cute way, and it wasn't sexualized. It wasn't dramatized. Or she just did some things really cutely, and that's what, in my opinion, that's what I think made her blow up.
You know, that would make sense. She does have this weird cute factor about her, and she is into cosplay and video games.
Mhm.
And when I saw other people actually go up on her and meet her when she was in public, she's actually authentic, which is really weird. Like when you like look at someone like that, and that's probably where now I'm realizing, you know, that's probably what made her blew up because she's actually
Right.
authentic and she actually is like that for the most part.
Yeah. She doesn't
But
give off those "I'm just trying to be popular" or "I'm trying to be famous" vibes.
yeah, like that's the crazy thing, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, even people like that, I don't care. I don't care about the number. It's just like I like meeting people. That's really what it is.
Well, if in the not too distant future, because I kind of see where the reason why I mentioned Ink Scotty B and Peyton Parrish is because there was
You know them. That's why. You know of them in
yeah,
some way or form. Like you connected with them. You probably have spoken with them on some sort of level.
that was the conversation that it had taken place. So you might actually have your very first multiple person interview, if that's not saying too much.
I actually I think the first multiple one was the Wilds together.
Oh, okay.
Then the next one was what was that too? There was another one I had with two, and then another one was uh Aeon Slaughter and Red Ghost.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Right.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I gotta ask Red Ghost again. I want to see if she'll act out one of her OCs. Oh, and then with like Ghoul Bagel, like if like I know she's a shy being and awkward in her own little like way, I would like if that's too much, I would like her to act out like one of her OCs. If like it's too much to actually interview her, like it's like why not? But if Ghoul Bagel is anything at all, she kind of reminds me of Blood, so I understand why she might not do it. I understand the anxiety, just everything in general, privatized because of social media. Like, it's
understandable.
Then when it comes to like the people, like I'm down for anyone. Just have them hit me up. Yeah. That's it. That's really it. I mean, I've had people who it was just their birthday and they asked, "Can I come on the show because it's my birthday?"
Right.
No content.
Just out of sheer morbid curiosity, what's your schedule look like between August 26th and a week or so after that? Closest thing you have open?
Let me see.
I don't know how this is going to work out, but I'll tell you what, we can probably discuss that afterwards. But
26, the second is the next one open on September 2nd. But I mean, I always can do a Sunday or Sundays would be better because that like Saturdays usually I'm dead and Mondays are usually dead. But yeah.
Well, let me check that thing we were talking about earlier, and like I said, I'm trying to kind of shy away from it. I'll post some information on it after we get done with your show. Okay. But it releases on the 26th, so maybe try to see if we can't work something out.
Well,
with
the 26th is actually open. Actually,
I don't know how easy that would be.
No,
to do,
it's not open. It's not open. Never mind.
Okay.
I got JC acting out one of his OCs. Darkwolf Official with the Random Podcast this Tuesday. Pika Pika on Thursday. Then Trapped Echo, which he was in the stream earlier on Tuesday the 24th. Untamed TL on the 31st, which is a fellow streamer. And then the second is my next one open, but if it's for someone who has a very strict schedule too, I'm willing to refloat. I don't care. I just need... When are you available? Like, I tried getting... They call me Toby on the show, but like every time I talk to him, it seemed like he does not know his schedule or know when he can do anything. And I'm just like, I need something like to work off of, but okay, got it. One of those kind of things, but it is what it is.
Well, the idea was to talk to those guys because the two big dates that are coming up is the 26th and the 27th, because that's when the first thing comes out and the second thing comes out.
Okay.
So thought about maybe seeing if, because I know Peyton's probably going to be kind of tied up, but it might come down to one of those, that'd actually be a pretty cool way to commemorate what's going on. So let me check with them too, and we'll try to put something together. See if we can get a date ironed out. And that way you can branch off further into some musicians and stuff and start rolling some other folks in here. Also.
Hey, you're the 21st? I don't have you on my schedule, Turtle. Did you set something up with me, or am I just like forgetting to do something? But with that being said, we're past the hour mark, and we're going to take a short break, go to Apex right after this, and hopefully get some rank points in AP, and hopefully I just don't get 40 points and I actually get like 100 points like everyone else around me is getting.
Yeah.
Oh, the rank AP in that for arenas is broken, dude. I was playing with someone who was gold 4, I'm gold 3. He was getting 102, 108 points. I was only getting 40. Yeah,
there's some weirdness going on. I was playing the other day with another streamer. I know T-Steak, and the ranked and normal and the what we were getting as far as point wise there was like big time discrepancy. It was weird.
It makes no. They could have did it so easily. Like certain like. Say, like, for example, you face all against all bronze, right? And you make the points, like, restriction to be able to level up a little, like, different, obviously. All bronze, you get 30 points, but it's 0 to enter. So if you win, you get 30 points. You lose 14.
Yeah.
Like, or you don't lose anything. Like, you just rank up. Then silver, it's 10 points you lose, but every silver player you face against, it's like it caps out. Maybe it's 60 because it's 20 per, but you lose 20 or 25 if you lose. Like, so simple, but they just, whatever.
They can't make it that simple.
They did with fucking Battle Royale. You get 6 KP and then it goes up per rank you are at multiplier. And then first place is like 100 points for winning. And then first place for KP multiplier is 25. So a max of 250 points. Then you minus the entry fee. But anyway, everyone,
right?
We'll be right back. I'm going to go get my drink filled and see if my son is actually up for playing. And if you want to play for a little bit, because I got to get warmed up, you could join me by all means if you're good. You got shit you gotta do. You suck.
No, I might, but it's been a long weekend, dude. So I might have to actually get force myself to go to bed tonight.
Oh God, I hate that.
Yeah.
What is that? I've been going to work with like 40 minutes of sleep.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I left everything on the table Saturday, so today was hard with a 5-hour drive back home. So,
oh God.
But
oh God.
Hey, so just a quick to let everybody know, I'll post a link in the chat after the show. Go check it out. That has to do with Peyton Parrish, myself, and Ink Scotty B. I'm not going to say too much more there. I'm going to let you figure it out on your own, but go check that out. And if you want more information, look up me, Ink Scotty B, at Inked Scotty B, or Peyton Parrish on TikTok, and you can find out just about everything that's going on with recently.
Perfect. Well, everyone will be excited for this. I know that because it actually is. I saw it before the show. It's exciting. But with that being said, I will catch you all in a few minutes. I'm going to take about a 10-minute break, and I will be right back. Bye-bye!
Bye.